Well, the movie that everybody has been freaking out about, Spider-Man No Way Home, is finally here. We're going to give you a non-spoiler. I'm telling you nothing about this movie, okay? So anyway, let's go. Spider-Man No Way Home stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, Benedict Cumberbatch, and is directed by John Watts. What's up, guys? The day is finally here. Spider-Man No Way Home. You know, all the speculation throughout this past year about this movie and the possibilities and what could be. I'm not even gonna say it out loud because, yeah. I've literally had people inbox me, quite a few of them, because I posted that I was seeing this movie. They just want to know. They just want to know if certain people are in this movie, and I'm not telling them. I'm not telling them. I want you guys to find out for yourself. But aside from all that stuff, this is a good movie. It's a really good movie, and that was the biggest thing for me. You know, you could throw all the bells and whistles and fan service in a movie all day, but at the end of the day, do you have a good movie? Luckily, you do. And giving you full context, I am not a fan of the last two movies. I went back and watched Homecoming and Far From Home just recently. I saw Far From Home like a couple days ago, just to brush up. Did not like Homecoming just as much. I probably like the movie even less every time I see it. Far From Home had potential. It has a lot of those problems that Homecoming does for me, whereas it leans way too much into the comedy, and there's not enough, like, not only Spider-Man, but like epic Spider-Man. What we got in the previous two incarnations of Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was epicness, you know? Just Spider-Man felt larger than life, the stakes felt bigger. Everything just worked really well with those movies. So thankfully, this movie is a big, huge step in the right direction in terms of getting more to the serious, epic vibe. It's definitely in here, you know? There's some heavy stuff in this movie. There's a lot at stake. And I love that they let a lot of that comedy stuff take a back seat. Don't get me wrong. This definitely starts off with a light tone, but it pretty much starts off where the last one left off, which was pretty serious. Everybody knew that Peter Parker was Peter Parker, Spider-Man. And so I like that it picks up right where that one left off. And you know, there's some heavy implications here because Peter's family, Peter's friends are directly affected, so he goes to Doctor Strange to try to fix this situation. He doesn't care if he has to turn back time, make people forget who he is, whatever, but this would also fix the issues that he has of being, you know, pinned for a crime that he didn't commit. You know, so that's basically what this whole story is about. And of course, it opens these doors. What I will say, we've seen in the trailer that, you know, Doc Ock and Green Goblin show up. Yes, that's all I'm going to say, though. I'm not going to say anything outside of that, all right? But what I will say is there's going to be some surprises in this movie for you guys, all right? There were some nice surprises that popped up along the way. And the thing that I loved the most about this movie is something that you guys haven't even thought of yet, you know? And I will say it's an emotional thing. It's really the anchor, the core of the movie. And from this event, it sets everything else into motion. It's kind of a cause of what sets everything else into motion. Also, Tom Holland. I like Tom Holland. He was good in the previous two movies. He's still my least favorite Spider-Man. But this movie, he earns his keep. This brings the character to the next level, you know, because he's older. And there's a lot of emotion in this movie, and everything rides on him. Now, as far as any cons, I will say the CGI for this Spider-Man, it's weird. Like, the Spider-Mans from the past look better than the Spider-Man now. You know, it's like clearly CGI, and that does annoy me. And I will say, like, without giving anything away, in the villain department, it can become a little overcrowded. And I don't know, I just felt like some of the villains, I think the stakes should have been bigger, I guess. and I'm just being very careful with my words here, but I wasn't fully satisfied with the way some of the villains were handled, okay? I'll say that. Not all of them. Now, there were some that were awesome, that were used very appropriately, okay? So overall, guys, this was a fun ride. Definitely my favorite out of the last 3. So I'm giving it a purchase worthy for sure. I'm going to see it again on Saturday. Definitely going to give you guys a full spoiler review. Probably drop that on Friday or maybe the weekend, okay? But I'm definitely looking forward to watching it again. I just got out of the movie and it is a lot to process, all right? There's a lot going on in this movie. Can't wait for you guys to see it, all right? Oh, and by the way, I saw this on the biggest IMAX screen I have ever seen in my entire life. This screen was freaking massive. Like when I tried to take a picture of it, I could only get half the screen in the photo. That's how big it was. Insane. Anyway, guys, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on all my socials. Support me on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and Drumdum out.